We thought it'd be a good idea to give an insight who we are as people as opposed to just driving instructors or driving test examiners. Um, so this is me. My name is Anthony. I've been married for well over 20 years to Caroline. I've got two lovely dogs, a golden retriever and a Labrador called Crystal and Basky. I'm a retired police officer and I have the police to thank for a lot of things. Not least of all my excellent driving skills, which they are responsible for. One of my funniest moments in my life was a complete surprise to me when, back in 2010, I received a letter and a cheque for £500. If you can see that with the reflection. Give me an award as the UK's best business advisor. I was just helping a few companies online, giving people advice on setting up companies. I didn't even know there was an award going. I didn't know there was a competition. I just suddenly got this letter congratulating me for being one of the excellent UK business advisors with a £500 cheque. My hobbies, I love spending time with my family. Caroline, my two dogs, we have loads of fish, koi that we've had now for 15, 16 years in the garden, and about 50 or 60 tropical fish in two tanks, which we've had since 2002. Some of those have obviously been replaced over the years. I love barbecuing, I love gardening, I love watching football. I support Queen's Park Rangers in England, and this season I intend to buy a season ticket to York City, together with my wife, who's going to accompany me there. And I've been lucky enough over the years to watch many cup finals live at Wembley Stadium and at the Millennium Stadium in Cardiff whilst Wembley was being rebuilt. I love playing table tennis. I've got my own table tennis table. I would call myself proficient. And years ago I used to play golf and I retired from the police, and I managed to achieve a handicap of 11, but in more recent years I just haven't got the time to do it. But maybe when I retire as a driving instructor I'll try and find time. I love listening to music. My favourite era is the 1970s, the glam rock era, and I'm lucky enough to see some fantastic live artists. I've seen the Monkees, Prince, Michael Jackson, Wings, Paul McCartney, Cliff Richard, Tina Turner, Tom Jones, Slade, Alice Cooper, Gary Glitter, Manhattan Transfer, and many, many more. My regrets music-wise are not learning to play an instrument and not having seen Roxy Music, David Bowie, Rolling Stones and Frank Sinatra live, all of whom I'd love to have watched. I enjoy in my spare time watching TV, especially classic comedies and series from the past. And my favourite holiday destination is definitely Florida. My wife and I have been to Universal and Disney about 7 or 8 times, and it really is the greatest holiday experience. My wife and I and our dogs live in a beautiful village just outside of York. We enjoy being part of the community here, even though we've only been in the village since 2018, and we've got some great friends here. One of the best things we ever did was to move here. The young people in the village are amazing. They always wave when they see you, or they always stop for a friendly chat, and they're all a real credit to their parents and the way they've been brought up. My hates: bad drivers, especially speeders and tailgaters, and people who are not disrespectful to others. Not necessarily through driving, just generally not respectful to others. And those spiteful people who thought the COVID regulations and lockdowns did not apply to them, and they so deliberately and recklessly put so many of us at risk. My greatest achievement was definitely marrying Caroline and moving to our current home. And my biggest regret: a few years ago I had the opportunity to meet Sir Roger Moore in York. He was one of my heroes from Ivanhoe when I was 5, 6 years of age, The Saints, The Persuaders in the early 70s, and of course went on to become James Bond. I didn't go to the meeting, and of course Sir Roger has now sadly passed away, and it is without doubt one of my biggest regrets. Thanks ever so much for listening. Have a listen to Kevin and Peter's videos. They're interesting. It's nice to know about people outside of their working life, and I hope that you've learned a little bit more about me.